What is going on, legend? But welcome back to Beyond the 90. Leicester City 0, PSV 0. What are your thoughts on that? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, it was such a great performance, and especially in the first half. You know, we were looking back at we'll get into some of the individual performances of some of the people that performed. There is a little bit of errors in there, a little bit of it's frustrating because thinking about it, 0-0, going to their ground, the PSV away ground. It's going to be Leicester City, but don't make it easy. They've not made it easy once again. We play some really good football, to be honest. Some really, really nice passages of play and things. I really enjoyed watching us, especially in that first half. We were just purring. I mean, we'll start where we normally start. The formations. I mean, 4-3-3. Looking at it going, Marco Brighton starting. I was like, not mad at it. Some people were calling out for Lookman, and I was going for about Lookman. I'm not too bothered about Lookman because you've got Barnes on that left, and we know that on the right, Albrighton is better. Nacho through the middle, yes, he was brilliant, to be honest. One thing I have to say is that 3 times in a row, again, he was great. Second, it came off the ball. It came off the ball, bringing people into it, working back, getting the ball, passing the ball around. Again, I'll get to your comments in just a second. And then he had that dink, just to dink it over the keeper. I don't want to go have a go at Nacho too much, but 3 games in a row now. 3 games in a row, and he's managed to miss dink all 3 of them. The Brentford game, this game, and the previous game against Man United, where he's managed to miss it. It's frustrating because we're a good team. We play again today. We were the better team in terms of the football we played. PSV were still a great team. They defended well. They sat in. They either made it hard for us to play out from the back, especially in the first half. Especially at the beginning, Gertz nearly had a one-on-one chance. It was great Schmeichel save. We were close. We were just, but there's these fine margins, and now we've left ourselves not with a mountain to climb, but just it makes it complicated, you know. And hopefully we can change that. Again, the back line, we'll get onto it. Castagna, Evans, Fofana, Ricardo as a back 4 works really well. Then when James Justin came in the place of Ricardo, we didn't seem like we changed that much more. We'll get into some of your comments right now, but there's definitely some positive to take out from there. It's just frustrated it couldn't been summed up with a win, or just like a 1 goal or a 2 goal, especially in the first half. And you know what it's like. In the Premier League, we see it game in, game out. You don't take your chances, you get punished. I'm not saying the Conference League is the same, but we're playing an opposition that is very, very high up. LCFC Believers in here. Hope you're doing well, mate. PSV will battle us at their ground. Yeah, that's the thing. They will make it hard. They've made it a hard opportunity for us to win. Nothing against PSG. PSV. They played very well. They played okay. They were waiting for us on the counter. We kind of neutralized that. Defensively, we were there, but yeah, they've made it hard going into the next one. Ethan's here. Hi, Ethan. How you doing? Conway's game was on holiday. No problem. Nacho didn't have a bit of a stinker. I think in the first half, Nacho was one of our best players, and that's considering the majority of players were purring. Nacho was doing really, really well. Defensive work. He was just lacking that final ball, that final pass, the final get it at your feet and shoot. He was just lacking that one a little bit more as well. So he's a great player. And 1 second. 1 second. Something I've got to something like that. Anyway, I'll have to get back to you in a second. We've got okay, we'll get back to the comments. Sorry, that really threw me. So we want to bring on to later, David. I've just seen your comment about Barnes. I'm gonna get onto that in a bit because that's another bit of a rant. But yes, the one Fox comes back and says an awful away record this season. We don't have a great record, but yeah, that should be fine. One problem. 1 second, I just need to reply to this one. Just need to reply to something. 1 second. I'm really sorry. This seems to be an emergency. Cool. Anyway, we haven't got a great record this season, but yeah, it is what it is. As David was saying, is this is the thing. His way he holds up his distribution, bringing players into the game was great from Nacho. It really was, and not just bringing in players like Barnes and Albrighton, but playing in players like Maddison, playing in players like even at times I think Ricardo and Castagna. They were bombing on. He was bringing them into games. It was great. It was just that final kind of oomph. When you look at a team like Liverpool, and again, I'm not trying to compare. When you've got something like Firmino that can bring players into the game, you need them strikers or them players alongside you that can just whip a ball in or can finish. And that player was Harvey Barnes, and it didn't work for him today. It didn't play. I like Harvey Barnes; he's a great player, but we needed to really, really just get that kind of that final ball, that final finish there, and then we should okay. Ethan says we are out. Yeah, pretty much. If we're going to make it hard, but we'll have to see. I hope we visit Albania. As the SCC believer says, I think so. I'm really hoping that we do as well, but we've not made ourselves easy. We are still in the tie. It's still we're on the back foot, even though because it's their ground. But I'm hoping we can do something. Yes, let's get back to your comment. There's one comment I want to get back to, and that's David's comment. There was the first half. There wasn't the performance we were seeing. Again, I've put something down on one of my comments. Is if we get Castagna, KDH, and Barnes on form on that left hand side, we're going to cause them problems, real problems. And we did for the first half. Them three looked like they were clicking. Barnes at times did look like a bit of a passenger. Again, apologies if the internet started to break up a little bit. But yes, he did look a little. He was a little bit of a passenger. I'm not going to lie. With the way that we were performing, and Barnes was not at it today. Really, really not at it. And I think that we're in a position where we are playing some decent enough football, and we can't afford in the games like this. We needed Barnes, and yes, he didn't perform as such. He just kind of let us down a little bit, and I'm really, really kind of it's frustrating because you know how good Barnes is. He wasn't playing forward as much as he wanted to. He wasn't what Barnes is best at, getting one-on-one with a player and driving, getting past him, breaking down the defense. And then they've got to think, right, he's got past the player. Kind of like Madueke, as they kept saying in commentary. The way that he was playing on that right hand side, at times when he got the ball, getting tricky little quiet player. I think again he fits a lot of the things that potentially from what John Percy was saying that we're looking at, and we're in quite advanced, or not quite advanced. We're in talks with him at the moment, and he's a target on that right hand side. We needed somebody that could do that, and we needed Barnes today, and he didn't show up, and it's a little bit disappointing. Barnes was getting the ball and playing some kind of stuff, but he was taking too many touches. He was overthinking things. He just needed to go right. Here was what we're going to do it in the right way, hit the shot in and go, because that's the thing. It was frustrating. It was really, really frustrating, in my opinion. Barnes was, but look, we've talked about Barnes. Let's talk about some of the positives. Timothy Castagna looks great today. Really, really good. I mean, he's getting back his fitness. He's slowly improving. I think he was great defensively and also going forward. He was the legs on him and the engine. I just forget how good he is for the entire half. I want to give a shout out as well to Wesley Fofana. It's not that, bearing in mind he's doing Ramadan, bearing in mind he's put in a great performance, arguably one of the man of the matches for me today. Sublime performance from him, and is what we expect. Wesley Fofana was so good. Johnny Evans, steady Eddie, Rolls Royce, beautiful play. Ricardo, first time I've seen him play since his injury, and he's looking quite good. He's looking back to some of his best, which was great to see. And then we move on. So Ricardo was decent. He got his few minutes. Then James Justin came in his place. James Maddison picking out some great positions, great spots. Some of the through balls he was doing, especially that first half, was sublime. They were dropping off, and he just one touch, boom, out of his feet, trying to play somebody in like Ricardo, Iheanacho. He's trying to play people. Dewsbury Hall is trying to play in as well. And the one that again I've mentioned, Dewsbury Hall. My God, like we chat about him a lot. This performance was unbelievable. Genuinely, at times, he was unplayable. And going forward, I've put this down. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with this. Going forward, Dewsbury Hall was better than Barnes, which I didn't expect. his overall play, his running back, his work rate, his energy. He's everywhere all the time. He's winning the ball back from a cam position, playing it. Oh, can't speak highly enough of him and how he played in this performance, especially in the first half and even the second half, where things weren't really working out as much. They didn't change the tactics as much. We were just absolutely brilliant. That Brown KA smashed it. He really did. He absolutely owned that midfield. Tillemans was a little bit more quiet, but he's playing in that deeper playmaking role. And I'm not going to go into him too much. He wasn't there at the races because he's playing that position. So I'm not too disappointed about that. Let's go look at some of the things we've got as well. It was a great match. We could have lost it in the first couple of minutes. Schmeichel made a good save. And apart from that, they didn't create too many other chances. I don't think Schmeichel was troubled. What's disappointing in the second half is, can you remember a save that their goalkeeper had to make? I didn't really realize that. It was disappointing, man, because if we got them goals, I'd be talking about this game so differently. If we were 1-0 up, if Barnes' shot and that one that hits the ball again against the post, the way that we changed football, the way that we played football was so good. So good. And we were the one touch, free flowing. Here you go. I know where you are. No problem. That was mind-bogglingly good. It just missed that final thing where it was somebody can't get out of their feet. They missed the target. They didn't really own up to it and want to shoot. They tried to overcomplicate it and play other people in where they didn't need to. Just need to hit the ball. It's a bit frustrating, I'm not going to lie, but we have to just continue and go because it overall we've made it a bit hard for ourselves. And what was disappointing as well, we didn't. For me, it was really. I was feeling so positive, and the fact that we didn't get that goal until about 80 minutes, and then I realized we're just playing the same thing. We're just trying to pass it into the back of the net. We just need somebody to get the ball and put it in the back of the net. Get it and put it in the back, because that's the only way we're gonna survive in this, because it's not going to look good. It's not going to be good if we keep doing this again and again and again. Then again, just so defensively, we were sound pretty much. They couldn't really get through our defense. James Justin comes on for Ricardo. James Justin does a great job as well. Steady Eddie did what he needs to do. Thank you very much, James Justin. And then so that substitution made sense. Ricardo for James Justin, no problem, makes sense. Johnny Evans got 90 minutes, which was good. Again, they weren't troubled defensively that much, so I can understand that one. Nacho for Lookman. For me, didn't make any sense. Lookman playing through the middle, sure, but if you're going to do that, then take Nacho, take more Michael Brighton off, put Lookman on that right hand side, and I think that was around. I just didn't understand that one. I think Rob Tanner tweeted out something similar as well to that. I didn't quite understand what he was doing there, and. No, yeah, especially since Daka should have come on the pitch. I'd put Daka through the middle, Lookman on the right, and then you're attacking, you're going. And yeah, it's frustrating, but I'm not completely disappointed like I was before. There's some good passages of play and how we're going to play, and I think we're going to try and improve, hopefully going forward. But yes, some of the passing wasn't as great as maybe it could have been. Some of the pressing that we had from the front was, I've put, immense. And at times when they had the ball, we were pressing in numbers, we were pressing high, we were winning the ball. KDH was a massive part of that as well. Lookman was great when he came on, doing a lot of that, nice and tidy out of his feet. But it was just that final ball, that final pass that we needed. It could have been worse. We could have been 1-0 down. We could have lost this game. But the draw it's just like, if we just took our opportunities, we'd be talking about this match so differently. Even taking the 1-0, we just needed. I think we've put later on. I've put one. We just need a mark. Some great play needed, and a Mark Albrighton-esque screamer is what we needed just to put the game to bed. From outside, did run past local players, puts in, and then Albrighton leashed it into the back of the net. That's what we missed. Just that kind of ability to do that. Charlie's in the chat. I hope you're well, Charlie. Good game, good performance. We should have played up front. I mean, it's easy to say in hindsight. We just missed our chances. Nacho's been doing pretty decently on his own. Playing Nacho and Daka could have worked, in my opinion. But this is one thing as well. Vardy will, but Vardy will be back for a return. That's great news. But we did miss Vardy in this match. This is where Jamie Vardy comes into his own, and he gets that crowd. He goes, right, come here, give me the ball, let me put it in the back of the net. He's clinical as anybody. Jamie Vardy is. So we did miss him there. We didn't really challenge the goalkeeper. Again, I'm going to try and keep this brief because I think we've covered it a lot. It's frustrating, but we're in a good place. We were trying to pass through the team too many times, and Brendan Rodgers is a great tactician. Once it's not working, don't keep trying it. I would rather give Albrighton the ball, whip the ball in. Somebody like Daka's great with his head, give it on his head. So if that's the case, will Vardy be back again? We're not actually. I'm not sure. Charlie's put it in. I just took his word for it that Vardy will be back. I'm not sure, but what else we got? We just tried the same thing again and again, and you can't keep doing it. It wasn't working. PSV were defending well. Our attack wasn't quite clicking. In terms of the getting up to the final third, we were great. In that final third, we just needed that person to just get that. It's not over. We can still go and win in PSV, and it could be a lot worse. Let me bring you up some of the Europa League conference because we're into the final 8 now. It's going to be tough. So looking at some of the results that we've got. So Feyenoord against Slavia Prague, 3-3. That was a phenomenal game. Again, people thought it was going to be a lot more in this. Bodo Glimt have beaten Roma at home. The Arctic Circle boys have beaten Roma. City, PSV, obviously is nil, and then Marseille. And we play whoever wins. If this is 0-0, we play Bodo Glimt. And then we've got 0-0. It's not the worst result, but it's not the result that we needed to win, which is frustrating. Ethan says we're getting flashbacks to Slavia Prague. It's nowhere near that. The performance was much better in this one, and we just got to end. And again, I don't think we should think that negatively, but that's gonna really hinder us. I think the fact that we could be going through in this game, and we could have made this if Barnes didn't hit the post. If buts and maybes, the game is 0-0, but it's in our hands to try and finish it off. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating because we played well. The team played 7, 8 out of 10. They just couldn't finish. They just couldn't put the ball in football. That's what you need in the back of the net. Maddison was doing his bit. KDH was doing his bit. It was more the forward line that didn't finish it off. And if somebody from a neutral is looking at it at a 0-0, they're going to think, oh, it was a bit of a boring game. It was anything but, especially from our end. We tried and we pressed and we got everything right. We just didn't finish. Will that come back to bite us? I'm really hoping not. I'm really hoping because we're a good team. We're playing good football, but we just need to have that oomph and get us back towards the top of the table. Speaking of this, I'll get to first up. Daniel's put in the comments. Thanks, Daniel. Second half too passive. I wouldn't even say we're passive. We did control the game well. I agree, but I wouldn't say passive. We just tried the same thing again and again and again, and it just didn't quite have that same power. And if it's not working, we got to change it up. We changed the personnel. We played the same tactics, and we've seen it before against Liverpool at home, where Brendan Rodgers changed the tactics. We get that 1-0 and we're buzzing, And if we get that 1-0 in this game, we talk about this game very, very differently. And Brendan has just missed it in terms of tactics. And it's not by much. It's only by fine margins. But when you get to the top level, the fine margins count. And it might work against us. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping we can go to PSV and get the win because we do need it. And their fans are going to be right behind it. But hopefully the Blue Army come out strong and the Foxes faithful come out strong as well. One thing as well, Ethan puts in, it's a shame that we've moved to, we've just got to move on to Sunday with Palace, the winnable games, and hopefully get 3 points. Palace are going to be a tough team. Shameless plug, but tomorrow about 8 o'clock UK time, I'm going to release the interview. I've got a pre-recorded interview with Ali the Eagle. Again, massive Crystal Palace fans, lovely guy. on the channel, so make sure you stay tuned for that. There's going to be some great content coming. Apart from that, I am disappointed, but I'm more frustrated that we didn't finish our chances. We're nearly there, guys. Hopefully we can go in and push on to the finals. Again, looking at the other results, it's not out of our hands. It's within our hands. We've just made it harder. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks to everybody that's got this far. We really appreciate that. We'll try and get some more guests on again. It's just me for the moment. People are busy, no problem. I'll try and keep you guys up to date. For the Crystal Palace game, we're going to come live stream at 8 o'clock because I'm traveling back, but I'm going to try and watch the match as we go as well. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see everybody in the next video. So goodbye.